everybody. Welcome back to the Classics Corner. My name is Ben. Today we're going to be talking about the oldest song in the world. What is it? Who wrote it? Now, in my most popular short, we've got a little war going on in the comments between our passionate viewers, and I wanted to talk about some of the comments that you guys left. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to link the original video in the description. You can check it out right there. So, what is the oldest song in the world is the question. There's a big battle going on in the comments. Is the oldest song in the world something that was played on the bone flute made by Neanderthals? Is the oldest song in the world something played in Mesopotamia on the golden lyre of Ur? Or is the oldest song in the world played on the Greek lyre? There's three main contenders. Let's get to the first one. So some of you mentioned that the oldest song in the world would have been produced on a bone flute, which is the oldest instrument that we've ever found archaeologically. So we're talking tens of thousands of years ago, from the time of the Neanderthals. Look, I even got a little bone flute. It's ceramic, but it's gonna do our purposes. I didn't have a bone that was lying around. Let's look at the bone flute itself. Very small. It only has a couple of holes. Looking at historical examples, I've seen maybe 3-4 holes, right? And what does that do? It limits how many tones or notes you can play. Now, I hear you. This is unquestionably the oldest musical instrument ever found, the oldest instrument that humans have ever played. But it's not clear that music or a song, as we understand it, really developed by that time. And if there ever was a song that a Neanderthal played and wrote it down and went, this is Ugg Ugg's 5th Symphony, we don't have it still. Like, it's gone. It's erased. You can't play that on Spotify, okay? Glorgon, or whoever the Neanderthal was who first carved one of these things, has not left any historical record. And so maybe we can play something that resembles music, has musicality. We can definitely say it's the oldest instrument ever found, but whatever songs were played on it are lost. I can't play them for you guys. It's just tens of thousands of years before the written record shows up, right? So we just don't have that information. So in my book, I'm going to classify this as the oldest instrument, not the oldest song, but we can turn to the oldest written music we have, which comes from Mesopotamia, played here on this replica of the Golden Lyre of Ur. The Golden Lyre of Ur was found in Mesopotamia in archaeological contexts, in graves, I believe. And this is kind of what it looks like. I'm going to go up and put up a picture now of the original and the reconstructed element, and then back to this one. So speaking about this specifically, this is a really cool 6th grade project that someone on Facebook Marketplace put up recently. I was lucky enough to see it and grabbed it. They were so shocked that anyone wanted this thing. I thought this would be perfect for this video. So what distinguishes the Golden Lyre of Ur? Well, you can see it's got these really interesting tuning pegs up here. This is how you get that note. Whether you tighten that or loosen that is how you produce your sound, right? It's really hard. I've already broken 2 strings trying to tune this thing. Now, the original probably had 8 or 9 strings. This one has 7. I just ran out of strings. I broke them all. I'm sorry. And this is the oldest written music we have in the world, coming out of Mesopotamia. Now, why do I not classify the Hurry and Hym as the oldest song in the world? What's the Hurry and Hym, you might ask? Well, the Hurry and Hym is the oldest musical record we have. The problem is that it's really hard to interpret what exactly we have. Although it was written down, we don't fully understand the musical notation. And if you don't understand the musical notation, it's really hard to reconstruct a song accurately. Now, the best guy out there putting out Mesopotamian music is a guy named Peter Pringle. You might have seen his videos on YouTube. Highly recommend them. But when you're watching a Peter Pringle video, please understand, you're watching Peter Pringle's interpretation of the Hurry and Hym. There are disagreements about how it sounded. There are different interpretations. And if you think about a song that is covered by one band versus another, you can get some wildly different feelings and emotions out of those songs. So for me, I think about, say, Joe Cocker and his interpretation of With a Little Help from My Friends, which was originally a Beatles song, but Joe Cocker's is a lot more soulful, emotional, impactful in some sense, where the Beatles is a little bit lightweight and fun and happy and stuff. So with all these different interpretations of how the Hurry and Hym and other Mesopotamian music sounded, I don't want to say for certain this is the oldest song in the world, because if there's so much variance between the interpretations, in my opinion, you're getting like 2 or 3 different songs out of each interpretation. We really can't know for sure what exactly that ancient person heard. Now, the song that we know for sure exactly how it sounded is the Seikilos Epitaph, which was recorded on a circular piece of marble, picture here, in the 1st century AD in the Greco-Roman world. Now, what's so remarkable about the Seikilos Epitaph when we're talking about the oldest music in the world is that we know exactly how it sounded. We can interpret the ancient Greek musical system with much more accuracy than we can the Mesopotamian system, and we don't have any record of the bone flute, whatever Neanderthals were playing. So this is the cellist lyre. Cellus is the Greek word for turtle, referring to the sounding box. And this is a fake turtle, by the way. This is it's not real. I'm not an animal murderer. As the story goes, in the Greek myth, Hermes uses a real turtle shell to create the first lyre, which he gives to his brother Apollo as an apology gift for stealing and eating all of his cows. Apollo takes this lyre, he loves it, and becomes one of the big gods of music, right? Also, another important figure in the Greco-Roman music world is Orpheus, who wears this hat I'm wearing. And that's why I'm wearing this hat. This particular model of lyre is like the oldest one you find in Greece. So in the history of Greco-Roman music, you start out with 7 strings, and over time, more strings are added. By the 1st century AD, Greco-Roman musicians probably had 9, 10, 11 strings. And if I had those strings, I could play the full song. But right now, I can only play the opening note. So the Seikilos Epitaph, in my book, is the oldest song in the world because we know exactly how it sounded and we have the written record to prove it. So here is the opening of the Cikos Epitaph. And note that those last 2 notes are kind of my own interpretation. I have run out of strings to play the Seikilos Epitaph. It goes on, and you can find some really talented musicians who can play the full thing. We've come a long way in music theory, but I would rather listen to the ancient Greek lyre than the Neanderthal bone flute. Sorry to Ugg composer. That said, I love everybody leaving those comments, questioning things, pointing out new information. That is the whole point of this channel. I had to make the call in my video title, the oldest song in the world, and I went with the Seikilos Epitaph. But if you disagree, that's super cool. I love seeing those comments. Keep leaving them. If you do have any video ideas or anything you want to see, please leave a comment. I've got a wide range of interests when it comes to this stuff. So I'm just kind of like a bag of tricks here. You guys can tell me what you want to see and I'll make a video about it. Thanks for engaging with the channel. It would mean a lot if you like this video and subscribe. Send it to anybody you know who's into like music or Greek myth or anything like that. Alrighty, that's all for this video, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around. I got more videos coming out, and I will be seeing you around the Classics Corner. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a like. If your grandma likes it, leave a like. If your cat would like it, leave a like.